Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CPTV sports coverage of CIAC Softball Championships. We are here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford for tonight's CIAC Class L Softball Final. Top-seeded Foran, third-seeded Rockville. My name is Steve Kirk, joined by Mike Madeira. And, Mike, we should have a dandy of a game. We talked about it in the pregame, but it's all going to start with the starting pitchers.
Yeah, and you're looking at these two teams, Foran 25-1, Rockville 21-2. Both got here. Great offenses. The key has been the pitching. You look at Foran as you look at Jess Harkness warm up for Foran. She comes into the game, as we said in the pregame, 22-1. Most impressive thing, 261 strikeouts. Teams really struggle to hit against her. Caitlin LaJoy for Rockville, same thing, 16-2, .69 ERA. Runs are going to be at a minimum tonight.
Why don't you go through the Rockville starting lineup?
So as you see, coming up for Rockville, Laura Scully, the left fielder, will lead off. Emily Berg will play short and bat second. Caitlin LaJoy will pitch and hit third. Courtney Oliva will play right and bat fourth. Batting fifth is the catcher, Christina Pettengill. Designated player is Megan Gardner. She'll hit sixth. Alyssa Graff will play third and hit seventh. Michelle Correa will play second and hit eighth. And Jackie O's will play first and hit ninth. Stephanie Karelski will play center but will not hit.
And we are just about underway here. The last softball state championship to be decided this year. Jess Harkness throws the first pitch of the game, and it is outside for a ball. She throws to freshman catcher Danny Kemp. The infield left to right for Foran is Marissa Bruno at third, Brooke Phelan at short, Ashley Mendillo at second, Gina Giorgetti at first. The outfield from left to right, Melissa Pusili, Rebecca DeRosa, and Fallon Bavino. As Harkness throws ball two to Lauren Scully, the left fielder, leadoff batter for Rockville. Third ball, so Harkness a little wild to start this game.
Yeah, a little surprising. He only has 39 walks on the year and 171 innings pitched.
Just like that, 4 pitches and a walk. So a leadoff base runner for Rockville. Rockville is the third seed. They've been in most media polls all year. They had a first-round bye. Then they defeated Sheehan 3-2 in the first round, a 4-0 win over Fitch in round 2. And then right here at Deluca Field, a 6-0 win over Maloney in the semifinals. Going small ball, Emily Berg gets the bunt down. It's fielded by Giorgetti. Mendillo covers for Foran. They get the out. But Scully does move over to second.
Steve, you see what Rockville coach Frank Levick is going to do. He knows he has a stud pitcher in Caitlin LaJoy. You get the leadoff batter on, you sacrifice the second, now you let LaJoy and Oliva try and drive her in.
LaJoy, the starting pitcher for Rockville. She's also one of their better hitters. Swings at a high pitch right there. She's their leading hitter at 590. 590.
Amazing.
Swings at that one. It's a slow roller to second. Mendillo fires it over to Giorgetti for the out. But that moves Scully to third. So a 2-out situation with a runner on third where a single could give Rockville that early lead.
And then think about that. That's a great pitch by Harkness there. She jammed it, got her inside, and all she could do, LaJoy, was pull it to second.
Cleanup batter, Courtney Oliva, the right fielder, number 15. She is a junior, throws right, bats right. Harkness with the delivery outside. Count is now 2-0. So we are in the top of the first. It's the CIAC Class L championship game. Foran and Rockville. Another pitch by Harkness. Wild outside. Count goes to 3-0. This could be the old intentional walk.
Yeah, uncharacteristically wild on those first two pitches, but I agree with you. I think they're pitching around Oliva to get the Pettengill.
And that's another 4-pitch walk. Second walk of the inning for Harkness. That's going to bring up the number 5 batter for Rockville, number 7, their catcher, Christina Pettengill.
And you have to believe Foran knows with LaJoy on the other side, runs are going to be tough tonight. You got to keep this run from scoring early on.
Harkness, lefty, delivers high, ball 1. Second delivery. That one hits the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1. Scully led off the inning with a walk, moved to second on a sacrifice bunt by Berg, moved over to third when LaJoy grounded out to the second baseman. Oliva walked. And that pitch hits the outside corner, and Harkness quickly ahead of Pettengill, 1-2.
Got delayed calls right here. You have to wait before he calls balls strike. And I was just going to say, see, in the quarterfinals, we saw Harkness struggle with the zone against against Brookfield. Excuse me.
That foul ball by Pettengill somehow missed our cameraman to the right.
He's got good hands. Hopefully he caught it.
Protect that camera. Harkness outside. Pettengill lays off, so that's going to even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first. Rockville looking to score early.
And you see what her thought process, keep going outside.
She does go outside. That's a line drive to center, but easily caught by Rebecca DeRosa. So Rockville threatens, but does not score. We are a half an inning complete, and we will be back on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Connecticut high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. We're half an inning complete. Rocky Hill didn't score. Foran coming to bat. Why don't you give us the Lion lineup, Michael?
Leading off for Foran will be the shortstop, Brooke Failing. Batting second is the catcher, Danny Kemp. Mercer Bruno will play third and hit third. Gina Giorgetti will play first and hit cleanup. Fallon Bovino is the right fielder hitting fifth. Breezy Gonski, the designated player, will hit sixth. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Rebecca DeRosa. Alyssa Pachilli, the left fielder, will hit eighth. Ashley Mandillo will play second and hit ninth. Jess Harkness will pitch but will not bat.
The Rockville defense will start in the outfield. Left fielder Laura Scully, center fielder Stephanie Karowski, right fielder is Courtney Oliva, third baseman is Alyssa Graff, the shortstop is Emily Berg, second baseman is Michelle Correa, first baseman is Jackie Ost. Caitlin LaJoy, we've talked about her, she is on the mound and she will throw to Christina Pettengill right now for that first pitch. Brooke Phelan, one of the only 2 seniors on this Foran team. She swings through the first one for strike 1. LaJoy nicks the outside corner, quickly ahead 0-2 on Phelan.
And see, this is an interesting matchup. A team that's free swinging like Foran against a pitcher that throws a ton of strikes.
LaJoy rocks back. Outside, Phelan whiffs at it. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out for LaJoy.
And that's big for LaJoy, getting that leadoff hitter up, especially Brooke Phelan. Foran could do a lot of damage after that with Danny Kemp. She's a perfect slap hitter, and Bruno following. So big out for LaJoy.
Kemp comes up, freshman catcher for Foran, and head coach Jeff Bavino. She looks at ball 1. Kemp does have 4 home runs on the season.
Yeah, and Bavino has 2 freshmen, Mandillo and Kemp, that are major contributors this year.
Looks at a ball there, bounces before the plate. Nicely stopped by Pettengill, but it's ball 2.
Interesting defensive alignment for Rockville. Corners up as far as they are. 2-0 count.
LaJoy rocks back, delivers high, ball 3. So after starting with 3 straight strikes and a strikeout of Phelan, LaJoy has now delivered 3 straight balls, and Kemp, the number 2 hitter for Foran, in a 3-0 count. And she looks at a 4-pitch walk right there. First base runner of the day for Foran.
It's a good at bat for Danny Kemp. Didn't chase on the 2-0. Let the pitcher come to her. Works the walk, and now the meat of the order for Foran, Marissa Bruno, Gina Giorgetti come up.
Bruno, third baseman, number 10. Junior, bats right, throws right. Squares the bunt, takes one. Stealing is Kemp, and she gets in there under the slide, with a slide under the tag by Berg. So a fake bunt steal, and Kemp gets herself to second base.
And you will see a lot of that from Foran. Not only can this team hit, it could run the bases, it could do small ball, hit and run. So you're going to see a lot of that runner in scoring position already for Marissa Bruno, who's been one of the best hitters on this team all year long.
Leads the team in RBIs with 28. Looks at a ball high there. Count moves to 2-0.
You talked about her RBIs with 25, 427 batting average, 38 hits.
Swings through one there on a 2-0 count. Makes the count 2-1. I did find it incredibly interesting that Rockville coach Frank Levick said only 3 fastballs all year thrown.
Amazing.
Bruno gets a hold of that one. Flies out to right, foul territory. Caught by Oliva. Alertly tagging up is Kemp. Oliva's throw was short-hopped nicely by Alyssa Graff. That'll go out as an out, but a productive out as it moves Kemp to third.
And Steve, you saw the ball movement on that pitch by LaJoy. That ball completely broke to the left-hand batter's box. Nice job by Bruno to get the ball in play. But as Coach said of Rockville, that's Coach Frank Levick, he said they wanted to keep him off balance.
LaJoy is going to need to keep Giorgetti off balance here to clean up hitter for Foran, their first baseman. Scoring opportunity for the Lions. Kemp's on third. Rockville had runners on the corners in their top of the first, didn't score. As Giorgetti looks at a ball high, even count at 1-1.
Nice hitter's count here for Giorgetti. Has to come in with a strike. Don't want to go 2-1 here. Crowd starting to file in.
LaJoy delivers a pitch that's fouled off to the left. Just out of play, just past the bleachers on the Foran third base side, which are pretty much filled to capacity. Of course, Foran from Milford, the next town over from Frank Deluca Field here in Stratford. So Giorgetti with a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Kemp on third. Foran looking to strike here in the bottom of the first. That might have been a fastball, but it was high and outside. Evens the count at 2.
One of the rare ones she'll see. Giorgetti had a good hack on the previous pitch, so see how she comes back in this at-bat off LaJoy.
LaJoy gets the sign, pitch, fouled straight back here. If that net wasn't here, I was going to catch that one.
That was right in your window.
So we will do the 2-2 pitch all over again. Bottom of the first. Top-seeded Foran, third-seeded Rockville, the 2012 Class L softball championship game. Danny Kemp walked, stole second, moved to third on a sacrifice fly by Bruno. Giorgetti now trying to deliver her. Fouls that one off, back to the right, out of play.
Good battle here by Giorgetti, fouling off LaJoy's solid pitch. And you got to like what LaJoy's doing as well. She's going to the corner. She's hitting her spots.
That's something Rockville coach Frank Levick said she has done all year. One of the main reasons that Rockville is here. LaJoy with the pitch. Lined. Foul. Good swing by Giorgetti there. But that was a few feet foul down the third base line.
And I'll tell you, Steve, over these last couple of pitches, Giorgetti has been on them, and each pitch she's hitting the ball a little bit harder.
Pitch selection is key. We'll see what LaJoy comes up with here. LaJoy and Pettingill, make sure they're on the same page. We'll do it all over again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Kemp on third. LaJoy rocks back, delivers. That ball is hit, and it is perfectly placed. Giorgetti is going to get an RBI single. It fell a few feet onto the outfield grass, right in between second baseman Michelle Correa and right fielder Courtney Oliva. That's an RBI single by Giorgetti, and Foran takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and Steve, I was just saying how she was hitting the ball harder after each pitch. LaJoy goes to the outside corner. Giorgetti does a nice job with that bat, sticks it to the right side, just gets it by the first baseman Jackie Olsen before Courtney Oliva for a run-scoring single.
That'll bring up number 11, right fielder Fallon Bavino, a sophomore. She bats right, throws right. Looks at an off-speed pitch there. Called strike 1. So we thought runs would be at a premium. Rockville had a chance in the first inning to get on the board. Did not. Foran gets one across here in the bottom of the first. Looks at a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Called a ball. Evens the count at 1-1.
You know, when Steve Foran gets the run, we talked to Frank Levick, the Rockville coach, before the game, and he said the key was his team needed to score in that first inning. Team not much of a comeback team, did not want to do that, and Foran gets the first run.
LaJoy delivers. That's high. Count moves 2-1. Rockville's only given up 2 runs the whole tournament. Their semifinal and quarterfinal wins were shutouts. As I mentioned before, 6-0 over Maloney, 4-0 over Fitch. Only runs they gave up 2 against Sheehan in their second round game. They had a first round bye. LaJoy delivers. Inside, going to move the count to 3-1. A perfect hitter's count for Bavino.
You see LaJoy struggling to get that strike zone in this first inning, getting the nerves out. But Foran's been patient, and Foran has battled at the plate as well.
LaJoy rocks, delivers, swung on by Bavino. Pop fly over to second, easily caught by Correa. That will be the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Foran scores and grabs that quick 1-0 lead. We'll be back with the second inning on CPTV Sports right after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Softball Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Foran has grabbed a quick 1-0 lead with a run in the bottom of the first. Leading off for Rockville is number 8, their designated player, Megan Gardner. Gardner's a junior. Bats left, throws right.
Interesting to see how Harkness comes back in this inning. Now has the lead. Struggled a little bit with her control in the first inning. See if she goes right at him.
Gardner looks at a ball inside. The count is now 2-1. Gardner with a line drive to between right and center field. Played nicely by Fallon Bavino. That was a nice, sharp line drive single by Gardner.
Yeah, and Steve, you said it. It was a nice job by Fallon Bavino. That ball looked like it was going into the gap. Bavino got there, into the backhand. DeRosa with the backup, but holds her to a single, does Bavino.
That ball gets by Bovino. Gardner easily at second base. Batting now, number 24, third baseman Alyssa Graff. Takes a ball outside, but Danny Kemp comes up throwing. Second baseman Ashley Mendillo got over there, but Gardner got back safely.
It's a nice job by Mendillo covering over there. Kemp with the perfect throw.
Graff is a lone senior for Rockville. She gets a bunt down, fielded nicely by Giorgetti, who is charging on the play. She tags Graff, but an effective sacrifice bunt there. 3 unassisted, moves Gardner over to second.
Giorgetti made the smart play. That ball was looking like it was getting ready to go foul. She picks up the ball, gets the easy tag. Now the run goes to second, but they get an out. The number 7 hitter coming up.
Number 4, Michelle Correa, the second baseman. Harkness delivers. That ball hits the outside corner. That infield is in motion on a squared bunt. Third base, first baseman charging. Shortstop and second baseman are going to first and third respectively.
And I think if you coach Frank Levick, that's what you want to do with this foreign team. Create a lot of holes. You're not going to hit many balls hard off Jess Harkness. You get those holes, you might be able to get a run-scoring signal here.
Correa took a good swing at that one, but fouled it back. Fell behind 0-2, but Harkness delivered a ball outside, 1-2. So Phelan, the shortstop, she's going to cover third when Bruno charges. Mendillo, the second baseman, she's going to cover first when Giorgetti charges. And Correa tries to get a bunt down with 2 strikes, fouls it back. That will go as a strikeout in the first of the game for Harkness.
A little surprised at that one. She got 2 strikes, got on second. Number 9 hitter coming up. At least try to get the ball in play with the swing of the bat here.
Especially with the defense moving, but that's the second out of the inning. That'll be Jackie Ost, the first baseman, coming up. Looks at a pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Number 9 batter. Ost is a sophomore. Holds off on that one. Harkness outside. Count evens at 1-1 as you see a good close-up of Ost. Harkness off speed. Low. Count moves to 2-1.
Nice pacing shown there by Jackie Ost, the sophomore for Rockville.
Harkness winds, delivers outside. So she's missed with most of her pitches today. Count goes to 3-1. This is a perfect hitter's count for Ost, trying to deliver the tying run in Gardner. And she'll look at ball 4, which will put runners at first and second and turn the lineup over. Bring up number 11, left fielder Lauren Scully. She walked to lead off the game.
And Steve, you have to believe Harkness did not want to walk right there with the top of the order coming up. Scully walked, as you said, to lead off the game. But after that, you get Emily Berg, Caitlin LaJoy as you look further down the lineup. So a big at-bat right there by the number 9 hitter, Jackie Ost for Rockville.
Got a walk, was able to turn the lineup over. Danny Kemp went out to talk to Harkness. Maybe just calm her down a little bit, make sure they're on the same page. Give her a mechanical tip. But Harkness in the back of the circle, she goes up and toes that rubber now. Winds, throws. First pitch swinging. Pretty good swing, pretty well hit ball, but fouled down the third base line.
That was a big pitch. Harkness gets ahead of the count, but Scully actually hit that ball well. I changed the plan of attack for Harkness.
Harkness back on the mound, throws outside. Count now 1-1.
Steve, credit Rockville. They have laid off that outside pitch. I don't remember one batter swinging on that pitch that Harkness has gone there.
Scully takes a swing at that one. Foul right over the Rockville dugout. That ball is right in the outside corner. A little bit of a late swing. Count now 1-2.
Look at Scully digging in on the 1-2 pitch.
Harkness delivers off speed. Had Scully confused. Didn't get the call, a little bit high. Count evens at 2-2.
Yeah, she had her going forward on that front foot. Couldn't capitalize.
Harkness delivers. Fastball. Holds off.
That always confuses me. See, why did they go to the third base ump with a right-handed batter? Shouldn't they go to the ump between first and second?
That would make sense, but it happened in a game we saw earlier as well. So the count is now full, 3-2. Well hit ball. Line drive. Caught by Frank Levick. That's L10 in the scorebook.
Shows some good hands over there.
It is not an out as Scully stays alive. She's hit a couple balls well down the third base line.
I think if you're Harkness, you have to speed it up. Don't go off speed here.
Harkness delivers. Another swing. Another foul ball. This one well into the stands, about 6 rows behind the Foran dugout. So we will do it all over again. Top of the second. Foran leads 1-0. They got to run in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and Scully has been right on all the off-speed stuff by Harkness. And she went to the fastball right there. Scully was able to foul it off.
Harkness with the pitch. Ball high. And that will load the bases for Emily Berg. Scully's second walk of the game. Gardner moves to third. Osh moves to second. Rockville trying to answer in the top of the second. They had runners on the corners in the first. But Christina Pettengill lined to center. Now it's Emily Berg.
Huge inning here for Rockville.
First pitch swinging Berg. Fly ball set to left field. Camped underneath it is Alyssa Pucelli. She makes the catch. And that'll end that threat for Rockville. 2 runners on in the first, 3 runners on in the second, none home. We are an inning and a half complete. It is 4-1 and Rockville nothing. This is CPTV Sports. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford.
Everybody knows that high school sports generates suspense, excitement, and drama.
And we might look back.
They also generate higher grade point averages.
Not able to get a run across later in the game.
Absolutely, Steve. They left a pair of runners out in the first inning, bases loaded there. And I was a little surprised that Berg went after that first pitch there after Harkness was struggling with her control. You know, Coach Frank Levick wanted that early lead there. She's had 2 opportunities thus far, and now if you're Caitlin LaJoy, you need to keep Foran off the scoreboard here.
Foran's going to come up with number 6, their designated player, Breezy Gonski. See a nice shot there. LaJoy gets the handle that she wants. Throws a fastball, swung on by Gonski. 0-1.
You see Gonski there taking some warm-up swings.
Second pitch swung through by Gonski. LaJoy quickly ahead, 0-2.
Steve Gonski, a .329 hitter on the year, 14 runs scored, 12 RBIs.
Pretty good production from your 6th spot. LaJoy delivers high. Real high. Inside. Gonski didn't duck out of that. She would have got hit in the helmet with that.
Steve, this Foran team as a team hitting .384 with an on-base percentage of .425. So they're used to being on base.
LaJoy delivers the 1-2 pitch. Popped up in the infield. Second baseman Michelle Correa camps underneath it. Makes the easy catch. 1 up, 1 down. And Foran's second at bat.
Steve, Rebecca DeRosa comes up. What a find she has been for this Foran team. She comes in junior, she's having a great year out in the outfield, and she's hit extremely well throughout the year.
First pitch swinging, swung through. DeRosa's a junior, bats right, throws right.
Steve, she's hit 343, 16 RBIs on the season with 14 runs scored.
Joy misses outside on the second pitch.
And Steve, we talked to Coach Jeff Vito before the game. We asked him, like, who would be the key? And he said the whole team. And, you know, when you look at these stats, he's proven correct.
Swung on. Good swing, followed right back. Signs of good teams and the signs of great teams are ones that get production throughout the lineup. And both these teams obviously have gotten here for a reason. That is one of the reasons for Foran. As DeRosa steps back in. Swings and misses. Second strikeout of the day for LaJoy. That'll bring up number 16, left fielder Alyssa Pusili.
Steve, you talk about this Foran team. Their lowest batting average for a starting player is 320. So 320, and that's right here in this number 8 hitter, Alyssa Pusili. So that's some good production.
Swings and misses right there. Of course, Foran is out of the SEC. One of their counterparts, Amity, won the Class XXL championship last night.
Foran beat them 3 times this year.
Rockville out of the CCC, the mega conference in the Hartford area, 32 teams strong.
Big conference that is, huh?
Both excellent softball conferences. So he looks at a ball. The count is 1-1. Now she asks for time. Joy was taking a little too much time getting set out there, so Pusili wanted to reset. Home plate umpire granted her wish. 1-1, 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Looks at a pitch on the outside corner, called strike 2.
Pusili didn't agree with that call. Takes a minute to get out of the box.
Frank Levick for Rockville has said that LaJoy hits her spots almost all of the time. That's a pretty good swing by Pusili, and that's going to fall in front of Oliva out in right field for a 2-out single. That'll bring up number 9 batter, number 2, second baseman Ashley Mendello.
And Steve, I was a little surprised by Courtney Oliva right there. I thought she could have caught that ball. She didn't come in on it. She just kept on going back on an angle, took a little more of a direct route. I think she catches that.
I don't know if the sun is an issue. Maybe the lights didn't get a good break on it. Fell in front of her. That's Courtney Oliva. So LaJoy will face Mendello, the number 9 batter for Foran. Takes a ball. Maybe a little high. Both Pusili and Mendello looking down at third base coach Jeff Bavino. Lions are aggressive. See if they put something in play here. LaJoy with the delivery. Swung on. Missed by Mendello. Evens the count at 1-1.
Mendello, a freshman, no easy out. 362 batting average. 12 RBIs, 15 runs scored.
That's impressive for anyone, let alone a freshman. LaJoy delivers. Strike 2 taken by Mendello.
It's like a screwball there.
Rockville coach Frank Levick did say that LaJoy had a wide variety of pitches. See what she throws here. 1-2 count to Mendello. Swung on, missed. Strike 3, third of the game for LaJoy. We are 2 innings complete. It is 4-1 and Rockville nothing. It's the CPTV sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Foran leads Rockville 1-0. We head to the third inning. Caitlin LaJoy, starting pitcher for Rockville, fouls one off, swings and misses at the second one, and Jess Harkness, her counterpart on the mound, quickly ahead of LaJoy 0-2.
I think that's the first time in this game Harkness has been ahead of any batter 0-2. She has struggled with her control just a bit.
Harkness inside, misses 1 and 2.
Good mixture of pitches right there. She went to the breaking stuff. Try and get LaJoy to chase on the inside.
LaJoy grounded out to second in her first at bat. Hits another one right past the diving second baseman Mandillo. So a leadoff single for LaJoy. She, of course, was hitting .590 coming into the game.
That ball was hit hard to Fallon Bavino and right. Bavino looked like she wanted to make a throw to first base. Giorgetti may not have been on the base. That would have been a close play.
Mandillo with a great effort of a dive just. Bunt attempt by the cleanup hitter, Oliva. Goes foul. I was mentioning Mandillo's dive just past her glove.
Just underneath the glove. When was the last time you saw a cleanup hitter turning around? I mean, that's a total team effort right there when your cleanup hitter is willing to bunt.
So it caught me by surprise a little bit. Oliva's a right fielder. Junior, bats right, throws right. Harkness, sophomore on the mound. Fires outside. Nice job by Kemp. That ball could have scooted under her glove. LaJoy could have gone to second without any sort of small ball bunt attempt. Kemp able to corral that one. Oliva gets the bunt down right to Giorgetti. She throws to recovering Mandillo. So the cleanup hitter gets the job done on the sack bunt. 3-4 if you're scoring at home. That'll move LaJoy over to second and bring up number 7, the number 5 hitter, Christina Pettengill. She lined out to center, a pretty well hit ball with runners on first and third in the first.
And you see DeRosa right now moving over towards left center a bit for Pettengill.
LaJoy on second. Pettengill, first pitch swinging, line drive to center. Hit so well that LaJoy can only move to third, but that's first pitch swinging by Pettengill. 2 hard hit balls to center. She got rewarded this time with a single. That'll move LaJoy to third. So Rockville had runners on the corners in the first, didn't score. They had bases loaded in the second, they didn't score. Now they have runners on first and third here in the third. Let's see what Megan Gardner can do. She singled her first time up.
See it. Morgan Scully will run for Pettengill. And see, if you're right, that ball by Pettengill was hit so hard. Even LaJoy had a hold up at second base. That ball was coming right at her. Put runners on the corner. DeRosa got the ball in quickly enough where she could not score.
Morgan Scully, a freshman. Pitch running for Pettengill. Harkness. First pitch swinging by Gardner. Swings through it. Count is 0-1.
And you know, Steve, you're looking at the positioning of center fielder Rebecca DeRosa. She's well towards right field. Leads you to believe they're going to go after her. Gardner to the inside.
And you just mentioned it. Harkness paints the inside corner on the black. And quickly, Harkness is ahead of Pettengill. Gardner 0-2.
And the thing is, Harkness can't miss to the outside. There's such a big gap between left and center.
Off-speed pitch is a ball. And Scully alertly, when she sees the off-speed pitch, takes off for second and steals second. So now Scully's on second, LaJoy's on third. We've got a 1-2 count to Megan Gardner. Fly ball to right. Coming over in foul territory is Bavino. Makes the throw, and it's going to get away. LaJoy slides in on the tag up, and we're going to be even at 1. So that ball was fly to right in foul territory. Bavino caught it. LaJoy attempted to tag up. I think she was going to go back, but the throw got away from Kemp up the line, which allowed LaJoy to score, and we are even at 1.
And Steve, you're exactly right. LaJoy was going to go back, so that's going to go as a fly ball E9. No sacrifice fly on that play. LaJoy scores. Scully moves to third, and you see the first crack on Foran tonight.
Stepping in is number 24, Alyssa Graff, the only senior for Rockville. Takes a look at a strike by Harkness, so we are even at 1. Rockville, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Foran, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, which just led to the Rockville tying run. Harkness delivers high there for a ball.
Steve, this inning's been set up by a sacrifice bunt by the cleanup hitter, Courtney Oliver. Big part of this inning.
Ground ball foul. Good swing by Graff. Foul down the third base line. You are exactly right, Mike, because you do not see your cleanup hitter sacrifice bunting a lot. But give Oliver credit, because she got it down, and that led to the tying run.
And that's when you know a team is all in.
Off-speed pitch, that hits. That hits Graff. So she's going to advance to first on a hit by pitch. Scully, I think, thought it might have been a pass ball. She was trying to come in and score, but the ball is dead on the hit by pitch. So runners back on the corners. Graff on first. Scully pinch running for Pettingill, who singled. She's on third, and that'll bring up second baseman, the number 8 hitter, Michelle Correa.
So, Steve, after 2 innings of not capitalizing, Rockville finally gets a run in, still threatening here in the third. And on that previous at-bat, Graff, it looked like she actually kept her head right there, willing to take the hit on off speed.
Correa grounds it to short. Brooke Phelan, easy play, throws it over to Giorgetti. And Foran gets out of the inning, but not before Rockville ties it. It's Rockville 1 and Foran 1. It's a CPTV sports coverage of the CIAC Class L softball game. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here for 2012. It's the last one of the year. It's Foran, it's Rockville. We are tied at 1. Connecticut has crowned 3 other state championships so far this weekend. Amity beats Southington 10-6. Rocky Hill won a game we saw earlier, 6-0. And Coggachog also won 6-0 over St. Bernard's last night.
The same wins there, but right here we got our first close game of the tournament, state finals.
Foran is going to start off with their top of the lineup, senior Brooke Phelan, shortstop. Squares the bunt, back to the backstop.
And Phelan struck out her first time of looking to drop a bunt down. And, you know, that's not a bad thing that she fouled it off. She got the corners in Elisa Graff and Jackie O, so that's a big plus for Phelan.
See if she swings away now. LaJoy delivers. Off speed inside. 1-1. Ooh, that nicked the inside corner. Excuse me. So that's going to put Phelan in an 0-2 hole.
Got to wait on those calls. Got the delay behind the plate.
LaJoy delivers. Swinging by Phelan. Fly ball to right field. Can't be good underneath it is Oliva. She'll make the grab. 1 up, 1 down in Foran's third inning.
Big out there by LaJoy. Don't want to get that leadoff hitter on in any inning, especially Phelan with Kemp coming up, as we said earlier. The freshman walked in the opening inning and scored for Foran.
Kemp, a freshman. LaJoy gets the grip she wants. Delivers. High, ball one. Get a good look at some practice swings by Kemp. Fixes her ponytail, steps back into the box. LaJoy delivers. Ball is low. Going to move to 2 balls, no strikes.
Give Kemp some credit there, waiting out LaJoy, working the count, now in a hitter's count.
2-0 certainly is a hitter's count. We'll see what LaJoy comes up with here. Coach Frank Levitt calling the signs. Tries to go outside, and she nicks that outside corner. Moves the count to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Nice job hitting that spot over there. And Kemp was taken all the way on that one.
LaJoy delivers. High and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. As you mentioned before, Mike, Kemp walked, stole second. Moved to third on the sacrifice fly and scored on Giorgetti's single. So she has scored Foran's lone run.
Be interesting to see if LaJoy comes in with a fastball here just to get the strike or stays with the off-speed stuff.
LaJoy delivers. Hits the inside corner. Count goes to 3-2.
Steve, give her credit, LaJoy. She just continues to go to corners no matter what the count is, hits her spot. Frank Levick was right before the game. She is hitting it.
Payoff pitch to Kemp. Swung on, fly ball, center field, somewhat deep, but being tracked by Karowski. She's under it and will make the grab. Kemp hits it well, but flies out to Karowski in center for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Marissa Bruno, third baseman. Junior.
Bruno hit a fly ball to right in the first inning. Probably undoubtedly Foran's best hitter throughout the year, most consistent for the Lions.
Off-speed pitch by LaJoy. Taken by Bruno. LaJoy gets the grip she wants. Rocks back, delivers. Swung on, fouled back. Pretty good cut by Bruno.
Bruno was right on that pitch. Fastball from LaJoy.
Beautiful night here for softball. Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. They've hosted 3 of the 4 state championship games this weekend. Done a fabulous job. We got a 1-1 count. We got a 1-1 game between Rockville and Foran. Bruno swings through that one. Falls into a 1-2 hole.
So LaJoy has gotten ahead in this inning. She gets Bruno, would be the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for the Rockville pitcher.
So a nice close-up of LaJoy there. Now center field camera. Foul ball back. You got a shot at that one. It's behind us. We will do it all over again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rockville 1, Foran 1. Bottom of the third here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford.
Bruno doing a nice job battling.
That ball bounced. Nice job by Pettengill. Moves the count to 2-2.
You know, the one thing we've noticed today, Steve, about LaJoy, not afraid to mix pitches, not afraid to keep going outside, inside, outside, go up, down. So she's really mixing it up.
Mixes it up perfectly there. Bruno swings through it. 4th strikeout of the game for LaJoy. And we are still tied at 1 going to the top of the 4th. You're watching the CIAC Class L Championship game on CPTV Sports. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
All right.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Connecticut. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you will be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Steve Kirk and Mike Madeira. We've got a 1-1 game through 3. Rockville batting here in the top of the 4th. We're going to start with their number 9 batter, number 26, Jackie Ose. She walked, advanced to second in the second. Did not score. Swings at a strike. Holds off on a pitch high by Harkness. Evens the count at 1-1.
So O's trying to get on for the top of the order. Laura Scully, Emily Berg did that in the second inning, left stranded. Rockville with a little momentum now, Steve.
Harkness delivers outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Definitely 2 great pitchers and definitely contrasting styles. Harkness more with the fastball. LaJoy more with the off-speed stuff. That ball hits the outside corner. Harkness moves the count to 2-2 against Ose.
And Steve, since the first inning, you see a little more of Harkness coming right at you. There's not done with the nibbling, but she's coming right at you with the strikes.
Swung on, missed, strike 3. Her second strikeout of the game. That'll bring up Lauren Scully. And Harkness has danced out of trouble in the first 3 innings.
She has, and Rockville has had the better of the scoring opportunities. Absolutely in the first 2 innings, didn't capitalize before capitalizing last inning.
That's Scully with a well-placed ball between Marissa Bruno and Brooke Phelan, so she will get on with a one-out single to left field. That's going to bring up Emily Berg. She had a sacrifice bunt in the first. She then flew out to the left with the bases loaded in the second. Harkness delivers, and that's a line drive single to center. First pitch swinging by Berg gets the job done. So back-to-back singles by Scully and Berg has Rockville back in business, and they've had 2 runners on or more in each inning they've hit.
Yeah, and some indecision there, Steve, by Laura Scully on that base hit to center field. She stopped at second, then tried to restart while she was right where Brooke Phelan is right now at short. Couldn't get going and had to go back to second base.
That ball was hit pretty well. First pitch swinging again. This is Caitlin LaJoy trying to help herself out. She scored Rockville's run last inning. She was on third, attempted to score on a fly ball to right. I don't think she was going to go, but Bavino threw the ball away, allowed LaJoy to score. Takes a ball high there, evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Steve, I agree with you. These first 3 hitters, Scully, Berg, and LaJoy, they've come out swinging here in this 4th inning here for Rockville.
Harkness delivers, LaJoy fouls it back, makes the count 1-2.
And Steve, you wonder if they've seen something on that first pitch. Maybe she just gets a little more off that pitch, and they're just going up there hacking and not taking the first pitches.
Rockville did have 13 hits in their 6-0 semifinal win over Maloney. LaJoy just gets enough of that one. Just gets a piece to stay alive at 1-2.
And you can see with that swing, Steve, she's trying to slash that ball to that gap in left center field. I mean, that gap is huge as Rebecca DeRosa, the center fielder of Foran, is shaded way towards right field.
Harkness delivers. Off speed, way outside. LaJoy holds off. Evens the count at 2-2.
And Steve, with that defensive alignment, we said it earlier, Harkness can't miss outside, and she threw that ball well outside right there.
Luckily for her, it was way outside. Harkness delivers. Inside again. LaJoy fists that one foul.
And Steve, just by that swing again, you can see she's trying to direct that to the left side.
She's trying to go inside out. She's going to look at Lauren Scully on second base. Home plate umpire. Got a few more softballs, and some made their way to the stands. LaJoy fouls that one off, out of play. Marissa Bruno went to the fence, hoping it would come back, or she was able to make a play, but that's a good 10 feet foul. So we'll do the 2-2 pitch all over again. Caitlin LaJoy, Jess Harkness. Pitching counterparts tonight. LaJoy drills one to right field. That's going to be foul as well.
I'll tell you, Steve, what an at-bat here by LaJoy. I mean, she's fouling off every good pitch that Harkness is trying to throw. And eventually now it's going to be a battle of who gives in on this at-bat.
At least 4 foul balls on the last 4 pitches by LaJoy. We got a 2-2 count. 2 runners on for Rockville. We are tied here at 1 in the top of the 4th. Another foul straight back.
Just an absolutely great at-bat, though, so far for LaJoy. And if anything, Steve, she's made Harkness work this inning.
Certainly has. And you know what? Maybe as a pitcher, you know how you'd want to attack a batter here, so you have a little bit better of an attack at the plate. Harkness delivers. High. LaJoy holds off. Count goes full. 3-2.
Good back control there, right, by LaJoy.
LaJoy is their leading hitter at .590 coming into the game. Ground ball to second. Little bobble by Mendillo, but she's able to get LaJoy by a step. Good stretch by Giorgetti, but that moves Berg to second and Scully to third.
Harkness may have won that battle, but for Rockville now they get 2 runners in scoring position for Courtney Oliva. Oliva with the walk in the first and the sacrifice in the third, and she's one of their hot hitters for Rockville.
And that walk was your intentional walk, and we wonder to see if that happens again here by Harkness, but she fires a fastball inside 1-0.
See, Foran was looking for the strike call. That must have been low as well.
The runners on second and third for Rockville. Ball is put in play, and that's a great job of backpedaling and turning her back, and that's Marissa Bruno able to come up with that one, so Harkness dances out of trouble again. Score remains Rockville 1, Foran 1. We'll be back here on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. A perfect night for softball. We've got a barn burner going here between Foran and Rockville, tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. First pitch swinging is Gina Giorgetti. But played perfectly is Stephanie Karowski. She might have taken one step to her right before she pulled that in for the first out of the 4th inning.
And a good swing there by Giorgetti, I should say. Stephanie Karowski positioned perfectly. And you've seen both teams now, Steve, in this inning, starting to get a little more aggressive with the bats.
Fallon Bovino, right fielder, popped up to second baseman Michelle Correa in her first at-bat.
Bovino.
Bovino, a sophomore, takes the ball right there.
Bovino wants to get a hit and do some damage. It was her error that allowed the Rockville run to score in that third inning.
1-0 count. LaJoy rocks back, delivers. That's a well-hit ball to the left center field gap. Falls in front of Karowski. Bovino into second, standing up with a double. 1-out double by Bovino. Great swing, well placed.
And Steve, that ball was upstairs. Bovino went up and got it, drilled it to the gap in left center. Nice job by Karowski in center to corral that ball and get it in. Bovino could have had third on the play. Not for the nice job by Karowski in center.
So Breezy Gonski, the designated player, she popped out to the second baseman Correa as well. She'll be up here. LaJoy delivers, swung on and missed by Gonski. Falls behind 0-1.
Gonski looking to drive something. Last time if she popped to second, wouldn't mind getting a ball over to second, at least to get her Bovino over to third.
Gonski swings at this one, fouls it back out of play over the bleachers. And looking out here, we've got a great crowd from Rockville on the right. And an even better one from Foran on the left. Bleachers 90% fill, if not more, here at Deluca Field in Stratford.
Definitely the best crowd of the finals.
Gonski gets that one in play. Graff fires over to Osh. She fires back to a covering Berg at short. And that is your unconventional double play to get out of the inning. Great defense by Rockville. We are 4 innings complete. Rockville 1, Foran 1. This is CPTV Sports, and we'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
You're gonna like that.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Connecticut. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game. You're seeing a great skyline of Deluca Field here in Stratford. We've got a dandy of a game as top-seeded Foran and third-seed Rockville knotted at 1. Christina Pettengill leads off the 5th for Rockville. She lined to center. Single, stole second, advanced to third, did not score in the third. Swings at that one, fouls it back. Count goes to 1-1.
And Steve, going back to that play to end the bottom of the fourth inning, Fallon Bovino did not get a great jump once that ground ball was hit, but you have to credit first baseman Jackie Ose and shortstop Emily Berg. Great throw, great tag.
Pettengill fouls that one back. We were talking between innings. That takes perfect execution and incredible throws. Across the diamond one way, back across the diamond another way.
Yeah,
give Berg credit for the shortstop being there.
Absolutely, lasers both ways, perfect throws.
Off speed pitch, just a tad high. Count even at 2-2. Harkness delivers. Pettengill holds off. Count full 3-2.
Now you know Harkness again does not want the leadoff batter on in this inning.
Pettengill delivers that one over the fence for a home run. Great swing over left field. Alyssa Pucelli's head over the fence. The fence falls, but that is a home run for Pettingill, and Rockville has a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and Steve, just a great pitch, 3-2 pitch. She knew the fastball was coming, comes up top, and Pettingill just drills that ball. That ball carried, just as in the home run by Jackie Ferriola of Amity last night, the ball kept carrying, and that ball I thought was going off the fence, Steve, but it carried over, and now Rockville has the lead that Coach Frank Levick was hoping for before the game.
I agree with you. I thought that one was going to hit the fence, and Pucilli was there. I was wondering if she was going to make a catch. She got to the fence and watched it sail over. That's a great piece of hitting by Pettingill, and it gives Rockville a 2-1 lead.
And Steve, I agree with you. And you know what? I think if Pucilli got back to the fence fast enough, she could have turned around and got that ball, because that ball was narrowly got over the fence.
Rockville with their first lead of the game. Foran comes in on a 19-game winning streak. But right now it's Rockville that has a 2-1 lead as we get late in the game here in the 5th inning. Megan Gardner, the designated player, steps to the plate. She looks at a ball. Takes a strike there, evens the count at 1-1. She singled, reached third in the second. She was the one that actually flied to right, which brought LaJoy home with the tying run. Holds off on that one on a high pitch. Count 2-1.
You know, and Steve, it's kind of ironic. All the missed opportunities for Rockville leaving runners on base, they get the run via the home run. And now it's 4 out of 5 innings the leadoff batter has gotten on.
Well hit ball by Gardner, stabbed by Giorgetti. Takes 2 steps over to first. First out of the inning, but that was a well hit ball by Gardner. Nice defensive play by Giorgetti.
Yeah, nice play going to the backhand. She had Mendillo going in the hole, but she covers a lot of ground over there, Giorgetti, and gets the first out, as you see Giorgetti.
Harkness delivers to Graff. Outside. Mentioned it before, I'm going to mention it again. Graff, the only senior for Rockville. Foran with only 2 seniors. Young teams that have reached the finals here in Class L. Graff grounds it to Bruno, fires over to first. Nice stretch by Giorgetti. Second out of the inning. Recorded 5-3.
Nice play there by Marissa Bruno. Comes up on that little short hop, fires a strike across the diamond to Giorgetti. Rockville getting some good swings on Harkness in this game.
Michelle Correa steps to the plate, second baseman. Sophomore, bats right, throws right. She struck out on a bunt foul with 2 strikes in the second, grounded out to short in the third. Harkness delivers. That's a line drive single to left by Correa. 7th hit off Harkness for Rockville. Rockville did have 13 hits in their 6-0 win over Maloney in the semifinals. They can swing the bats.
As you look at Correa over on first, Steve, I tell you, the last 2 or 3 innings, Rockville is not getting fooled. They're getting some great swings up there.
Number 26, first baseman Jackie Ose. First pitch swinging. Grounds to Phelan. Fires over to Giorgetti. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Rockville takes the lead, courtesy of the Pettingill home run. It's Rockville 2, 4-1. It's the CIAC Class L championship game in softball here on CPTV Sports. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Rockville has jumped out in top 2-1, courtesy of the Pettingill home run. We'll see if Foran can answer. Rebecca DeRosa, the center fielder, steps to the plate here in the bottom of the fifth, and with a late run, now outs become at a premium. Only 9 outs left for Foran to try and tie this game.
Yeah, it's usually Foran counting the outs. Now it's the other way around.
LaJoy inside. DeRosa hops out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes.
And see if the last thing LaJoy wants to do is walk the leadoff hitter and give Foran any momentum to start this 5th inning. Nice curve.
Curves in perfectly. DeRosa might have been taken all the way on the 2-0 count. Strike called. LaJoy pulls back to within 2-1. Gets the grip she wants. Rocks back. Delivers. Line drive, single to the gap, left center. And that's not going to be a single. That's going to be a double. That's a well-hit ball by DeRosa. So a leadoff double by Foran. And the Lions in business, trying to get that tying run across. They trail 2-1.
And Steve, she's been the key to this team all year long. Her hitting has been phenomenal. She plays a solid center field. She's come up with big hit after big hit throughout the year. And that'll be interesting. You have to believe Coach Jeff Vivino is going to bunt senior Alyssa Patilli right here and leaving it up to Mendillo and Brooke Phelan to get that tying run in.
Left fielder. Patilli steps in. She did single in her lone plate appearance in the 2nd. Rockville expecting the bunt. She squares. Fastball, can't get it down. Back to the backstop. LaJoy jumps out on top, 0-1.
And you see Patilli looking down at Coach Jeff Vivino for the sign. You have to believe it's going to come again. That bunt's going to come again. That whole infield is moving. There should be a lock to get to 3rd, would be DeRosa.
Goes on 2nd with the leadoff double. Patilli. Well, should be counted on to bunt again. LaJoy delivers. Swinging. Swings through it. But Jeff Pavino switched things up there. Gave Patilli the green light. She swings through it, and she's in an 0-2 hole.
You had to believe Pavino figured that infield's move and ground ball was going to get through. LaJoy
with the delivery. Fouled back. Good cut on an 0-2 pitch by Patilli. If I'm LaJoy, I think that might have got a little too much of the plate.
Absolutely. Just going to say senior Patilli had a great rip on that one. LaJoy might want to go a little more outside.
DeRosa on 2nd. Leadoff double. LaJoy delivers. Patilli swings through it. First out of the inning. 5th strikeout of the day for LaJoy. That'll bring up number 9 batter Ashley Mendillo. She struck out in her lone plate appearance in the 2nd.
And that was a nice pitch by LaJoy. That's exactly what she did. She went outside a little further, and Patilli could not get to it.
First pitch swinging by Mendillo. Fouls it off to the right. That will reach the stands near the Rockville student section. They throw it back. So
big inning here.
LaJoy gets ahead 0-1.
I see big inning for both teams. If you're Foran, you don't want to go down to the 6th, 7th inning trying to get that tying run. If you're Rockville, you just want to keep Foran at arm's length away and just count the outs, as you said a little while ago.
Center field deep. Left and right a little shallow. 1st and 3rd a little shallow. LaJoy delivers. Inside. Count evens at 1. A lot of ones on that scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 runs for Foran. Rockville has 2. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. The Pettingill homer. The difference right now is Rockville leads 2-1. LaJoy delivers. This one catches the inside corner. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mandela thought that pitch was a little too inside.
Mandela, a freshman, trying to come through here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball to center. Kurowski underneath it. They're going to try to tag. The throw to 3rd is a little offline, and it's going to be safe. So a nice job by DeRosa. Kurowski caught it, came up firing, But the speedy DeRosa is able to tag and get to third for the top of the order. And senior Brooke Phelan, the shortstop, is going to come to the plate.
And Phelan been the leader all year long for this team, so she can come up with a clutch hit.
She struck out and fly to right in her 2 previous plate appearances. Rockville 2, 4-1, tying run on third. DeRosa takes a ball inside.
Now a little more pressure on Pettingill behind the plate. Don't want to get any wild pitches or pass balls to let the tying run score.
Phelan looks at a ball outside, 2-0, hitters count. Wouldn't think you'd be pitching around Phelan here, but second batter for Foran is a freshman in Danny Kemp.
Freshman who can hit, though.
As LaJoy hits the inside corner, count is 2-1. You're not hitting second in the lineup in a state championship team if you can't hit.
You're right.
DeRosa on third, Phelan at the plate. LaJoy delivers. Foul ball right back here. Our cameraman here to the right has had to dodge some tonight. Hope he dodged that one.
Kevin's got some good hands. I have some good faith in him.
Brooke Phelan, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trying to plate the tying run for Foran. Caitlin LaJoy trying to get Rockville out of this inning. Still with a 2-1 lead. LaJoy rocks back, delivers. Nice job of Pettingill. That ball skipped right in front of the plate. Did a nice job of blocking it. Brings the count to full at 3-2.
Yeah, and a great job, Steve. As you said, moved their whole body, shifted it to the left, and kept the ball in front of her. Seeing LaJoy right there just bounced one in.
Payoff pitch coming up. LaJoy versus Phelan. And that ball is fisted, and it can't be caught by Berg. She got a late jump, and that ball falls safely to the dirt. And that will tie the game at 2 as DeRosa crosses home plate.
And Steve, that's the exact break Foran needed. The ball was just hit soft enough by Phelan that Berg couldn't come up with it. You see Phelan right there. Berg tried to dive for the ball. She came in forward. The ball goes under her glove. No play on Phelan at first. DeRosa scores, and we're tied at 2.
And Berg actually probably got a pretty good jump on it because she was playing deep at shortstop, but that ball was just fisted and just fell in the perfect spot. Might have tipped off Berg's glove, but couldn't come up with it. And just like that, both teams score here in the 5th, and we are back all even, tied at 2.
And just like that, the momentum swings now. Now the momentum back on the home side.
Top-seeded Foran ties it here in the bottom of the 5th. Danny Kemp, freshman we talked about, squares the bunt. Stealing is Phelan. Late coverage by Berg, but certainly not in time.
And Steve, that's a great play by Berg, diving to keep that ball into center field from going to center field.
A fake bunt steal, and if Berg doesn't make that dive and catch it, Phelan may pop up and wind up on third base. Kemp, the catcher, number 8, freshman, walked, scored Foran's first run, flied out to center in her second at-bat in the 3rd. Chance to give Foran a lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Takes ball high, evens the count at 1-1.
You look at Brooke Phelan leading off second, but this freshman, you don't see any panic in her at the plate. She's getting some good swings in here tonight.
Ball outside, count moves to 2-1.
You know, this is a big batter for LaJoy. You have the hard-hitting Marissa Bruno on deck. You don't want her to come up with a runner in scoring position, or a runner or 2 in scoring position.
2 balls, 1 strike. LaJoy rocks back, delivers to Kemp. Swung on, missed. Count evens at 2-2. Counts 2-2. Score is 2-2. Rockville, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Foran, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error.
LaJoy probably got away with one there. That ball was high and outside.
LaJoy delivers. Kemp swings, fouls that one off. right into the Rockville bleachers. So we will do it all over again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tied at 2. Both teams score here in the 5th. Kurowski playing deep in center. LaJoy delivers. Cold strike 3. And that'll do it here in the 5th. But both teams score. Pettingill homers. Phelan with an RBI single. We are knotted at 2 in the CIAC Class L Championship game here on CPTV Sports. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Connecticut high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to Frank Deluca Field here in Stratford. Steve Kirk and Mike Badera, CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Softball Championship game. We are knotted here at 2 as you have a good look at Jess Harkness, the sophomore pitcher for Foran. She gave up the home run to Pettingill last inning. Her teammates got her back even. Now she's going to look and go hang a 0 and get her team back at bat.
Yeah, now she's going to face the top of the order for Rockville. And this top of the order, Laura Scully, she's been on base all 3 times, 2 walks and a single. So she's been the table setter so far for Rockville.
First pitch swinging, line drives to left. So that's going to be 4 plate appearances by Scully and 4 times getting on base. 2 walks, 2 singles. So we thought we'd see a pitcher's duel. We are seeing a pitcher's duel because they're both pitching pretty well. But you know what? 13 hits in the game.
Right.
I don't know if I would have expected that.
No, right. You're absolutely right. And you're seeing right there Berg looking down for the signs, and now you're seeing the catcher for Foran, Danny Kemp, meeting with Harkness. This is almost a guarantee that this is going to be a bunt here by Emily Berg with Caitlin DeJoy and Courtney Oliver coming up next. So now they're just setting up positioning in the infield.
You saw Kemp talking to Harkness. You saw Giorgetti talking to Mendillo on the right side of the infield. You saw Bruno talking to Phelan on the left side of the infield. Everyone making sure they know what they're doing defensively. Berg squares, takes high, ball 1. Berg on the day had a sac bunt in the first. She flew out to right in the second, and she had a single and advanced to second, but did not score in the 4th. Harkness delivers. Berg squares. Bunt foul. Can't get it down. Count even now at 1-1.
Nice play by Kemp to get that ball quickly as it went foul.
Berg, a sophomore, bats right, throws right. This time she gets the bunt down, fielded by Giorgetti. Throws to a covering Mendillo. Second sac bunt, 3-4 of the day for Berg. That moves Scully to second. So Rockville keeping the pressure on. Base runners in every inning. Go ahead run in scoring position on second. Of course, coming to the plate, Caitlin LaJoy, their leading hitter. Singled, scored the first run for Rockville. She squares the bunt. Takes a pitch for a strike.
Now, Steve, I don't think that was real. I think that was a decoy. There's no way she's going to be bunting here, is there?
Maybe just seeing if they could steal third. Didn't happen. Second pitch swinging, fouls it off to the left over Foran's third base dugout. Quickly, Harkness ahead of her counterpoint LaJoy, 0-2.
Yeah, and that first pitch might be the best pitch LaJoy sees in that at-bat. That was right down the middle.
Harkness delivers outside.
See Harkness, and you see this defensive alignment, and with every left-handed batter, Foran goes to that exaggerated shift with DeRosa to right.
Joy looks at a ball there. Count evens at 2-2. They have done that a lot. DeRosa, center fielder, definitely shaded towards the right center field gap. Harkness delivers. She's able to ground ball to first, and it gets under the glove of Giorgetti. That is going to score Scully. LaJoy winds up on second. And just like that, Rockville back out in front, 3-2.
Yeah, and I think Giorgetti at first might have had got distracted by that ball nearly hitting first base. Wondering if she was expecting the hop. The glove did not go down all the way. The ball goes under the glove into right field. Fallon Bovino gets it in, but not before a run scores, and Rockville takes the 3-2 lead.
Harkness delivers. First pitch swinging to Oliva. And Giorgetti with a great play there. Gets a great break on that one. Catches that in foul territory for the second out of the inning. Alertly looks over at LaJoy, who thought about tagging up but held up. So 2 outs here in the 6th, but not before Rockville tacks on a run and pulls ahead 3-2. Christina Pettengill, all she did was homer last time up. Harkness knows that. First pitch outside.
Yeah, dangerous hitter, Steve. Lined out to center, singled, home run. Hottest bat on the team in this game.
Again, outside, 2-0. And with the way Foran is playing defensively still with DeRosa shaded to right center, I think they'll probably stay outside, though that's going to let Pettengill extend her arms. That ball's popped up. Shortstop. Brooke Phelan underneath it. She will grab it for the third out of the inning, but not before Rockville gets on the board. They score a run and take a 3-2 lead. This is CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Rockville inches ahead again with a run in the top of the 6th. They lead Foran 3-2. Rockville is the number 3 seed. Foran, the number 1 seed. We're also talking a little bit about number 1 team in the state of Connecticut when all is said and done. This game will play into that as to see how that plays out. But right now, Rockville 6 outs away from a state championship. Foran going to counter with batters 3, 4, and 5. Marissa Bruno, Gina Giorgetti, and Fallon Bovino here in the 6th inning. So logic tells you with the middle of their order up, this is the inning that they're going to need to maybe try to get something across and at least pull even.
You're exactly right, Steve. You know, the whole lineup could hit, but with these 3 hitters, the ones you just named, Bruno, Giorgetti, and Bovino, those are your go-to bats. You got to get on. Bruno's been their best hitter throughout the year, so she's going to have to start it off against a Caitlin LaJoy pitcher who, again, has been given a 1-run lead.
Bruno, the third baseman, junior, batting .470, 28 RBIs. Foran faithful would love to see 29 because that would be a game-tying home run. She looks at a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, and important that she started off the strike. Don't want to be chasing here to start the inning off.
LaJoy. Good look at her. Delivers. Ball. 1-1. Rockville, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Foran, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Both costly. Both lead to Rockville runs. And that's the difference in the game right now. LaJoy delivers. Hits the inside corner. Gets ahead 1-2. Outfield's playing a no doubles defense for the most part. Karowski deep in center. Scully and Oliva. Man in the lines in left and right respectively. Bruno holds off on an off-speed pitch. Rockville faithful wanted that. It was just a little outside. Might have been a little high also, even to count it 2-2.
See, that pitch had me fooled. That had some great break to the outside.
Bruno. LaJoy. LaJoy delivers. Good rip. Fouled right back to the backstop. We'll do the 2-2 count all over again. Foran is a 1 seed. They're 25-1. They won the SEC championship. They've won 19 in a row. Right now, they trail 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th of the 2012 CIAC Class L championship game. LaJoy delivers. Cold strike 3. Hit the inside corner. And Bruno goes down looking.
Inside corner once again. And if you're Foran, you're going to have to start looking for that pitch. LaJoy's going inside, outside. And just as you think that ball's going in, that ball's tailing over the plate. So the Lions are going to have to adjust with 5 outs to go.
7th strikeout of the day for LaJoy. Last 2 looking. Got Kemp to end the 5th. Got Bruno to start the 6th. Giorgetti, first baseman, going to look to make amends for her error in the top half of this inning. A little bit of a hard luck error. As that ball was hit pretty hard, it did look like it might kick off the first base bag. Right. Neither happened, and it got by her. That let the go-ahead run score. She looks at her second pitch, which is a ball.
And we'll see if she can follow suit. Bovino made an error. Got the double. Last thing to get the rally going. We'll see if Giorgetti can do the same for Foran.
LaJoy delivers. That one hits the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Get a good look at LaJoy there. She steps back on the mound. Both her and first baseman Jackie Ose have those masks. That's a good solid hit by Giorgetti. Falls in front of center fielder Stephanie Karowski. That's a 1-out single by Giorgetti. And a base runner here for Foran in the bottom of the 6th.
And so she does follow suit. Negative. Fallon Bovino is up. She's hit the ball. Well, she got that double the last at bat after popping up to second in her first at bat. So Foran look to get the tying run in here in the 6th inning.
Rockville 3, Foran 2. The last state champion to be crowned in softball in the state of Connecticut for 2012. Looking to join Amity, Rocky Hill, and Coginchaug. Bovino looks at a ball low.
Important here for Bovino. Get the pitch she wants. LaJoy has been hitting the corners. LaJoy here does not want to put the go-ahead run on base here in this 6th inning.
LaJoy gets the grip she wants. Rocks back. Good swing by Bovino to right center field, but a nice jump on it by Karowski. She catches it on the run for the 2nd out of the inning. Pretty good swing by Bovino. Better play by Karowski. Giorgetti has to hold at first. And Bovino flies out for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, that ball had a little too much air underneath. It allowed Stephanie Karowski to get over towards right center and corral that ball.
That'll bring up number 6, Breezy Gonski. Popped up to second. Actually hit into a double play. Unconventional 5-3-6, her last at bat. Swings through that one. LaJoy gets ahead. Vino in the fourth had doubled. Bronski ground out to the third baseman, Graff. Ostin threw a seed back over to the covering Berg at third for the double play, which ended that scoring threat for Foran. As Gonski takes a pretty good swing at that one and fouls it back, and she's in an 0-2 hole here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Giorgetti, a 1-out single on at first.
Joy ahead 0-2. She can go to a variety of pitches here. Does not have to make a perfect pitch.
Swinging is Gonski. Flied out to right. Perfectly played is Courtney Oliva. And she catches it. And we are 6 innings complete. Third-seeded Rockville 3. Top-seeded Foran 2. This is CPTV Sports coverage of the 2012 CIAC Class L Championship game. We'll be back with the 7th inning after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Steve Kirk and Mike Madeira. We've reached the 7th inning. Rockville leads 3-2. Megan Gardner steps into the plate, designated player. Jess Harkness bounces a fastball in low. Ball bounced before the plate, 1-0. Gardner singled, fly to right, grounded to first as she swings through a second one there, and the second pitch for Harkness is a strike, so it's now 1 ball, 1 strike.
We're looking to get that insurance run here in the 7th.
Good swing by Gardner there, but that's fouled off to the right behind the Rockville bleachers. Good look at the lefty swinging Gardner there. That helmet's got a whole bunch of colors on it. High and outside.
You know, and Steve, that pitch right there has been indicative of Jess Harkness all game. She has not been as crisp as she usually is. She struggled with her control, had some walks early on, has not made the perfect pitch she usually makes.
Fastball. Tries to nick the inside corner, doesn't get it. Count goes 3-2. Rockville trying to get an insurance run. Ground ball right back to Harkness. Knocks it down, picks it up, throws over to Giorgetti for the first out of the inning. Rockville trying to get that insurance run. Foran certainly wants to put up a scoreless inning and give their offense a chance to get that tie and run across, but they are down to their final 3 outs. Top-seeded Foran come into the game 25-1. They won the SEC championship. They've won 19 in a row. Rockville been up to the task today. Fell behind 1-0, but then got single runs in the 3rd and the 5th to grab a 2-1 lead. Foran then tied it in the bottom of the 5th, but Rockville jumped back on top in the top of the 6th. Batting now is Alyssa Graff, the lone senior for Rockville, 3rd baseman. Quickly behind 0-2.
And the key thing tonight about Rockville, Steve, is they've capitalized 2 unearned runs they've put on the board.
Harkness outside. We were talking in between innings. Rockville has 3 runs, but they only have 1 RBI. That was the Pettingill home run in the 5th. The other 2 runs coming on foreign errors. This one's farther outside. Kemp couldn't get her glove on that one. Count even at 2-2.
Yeah, and further exemplifies our point. She's been all over the place tonight. Very uncharacteristic of Harkness.
Graf swings, outside pitch, tries to pull it. Weekly foul in front of Foran head coach Jeff Bovino inside the dugout here at Deluca Field in Stratford. Just a beautiful night for softball here in Stratford.
Actually turned into a beautiful day all around.
Championship weekend for the CIAC. This is the last softball game of the year in Connecticut. Line drive, Graf past a diving Phelan at short. 1-out single by Graf. So Rockville, I'm looking at my scorebook here, they've had a runner on base every inning today.
Yeah, and Harkness was able to escape the first 2 innings, couldn't do so in the 3rd, 5th, and 6th. But as you said, Rockville has really put the pressure on.
Michelle Correa, second baseman, number 8 batter. Squares the bunt, takes a ball outside. She singled her last at-bat. She grounded out to short. She had a bunt strikeout her first at-bat. Tries to get a bunt down again. And it's taken for a ball. And Kemp tries to throw out Graf at first with the covering Mendillo. They tried that before. This time the ball got away. And before Bovino can get it in right field, Graf moves to second. I think that'll be the 3rd error of the game on Foran.
And that is the 3rd error. Prior to cost them a run. See if Rockville can do it again.
So Correa now with a 2-0 count. Good cut at that one, fouls it back. So Graf moves into scoring position. Correa was squaring the bunt, trying to get her over to second that way. Instead, Foran gives up the base with the throwing error by Kemp. Now Correa can take some hits. She still gets the bunt down, fielded by Bruno, over to covering Mendillo. But that moves Graf over to 3rd and brings up their number 9 batter, number 26, Jackie Ose.
And Ose has walked, struck out, and grounded to short in this game so far, looking for a big 2-out hit to extend the lead.
Difference between 1-run and 2-run lead could be huge. Harkness trying to keep Foran only down 3-2 as she's able to nip the outside corner there.
And Steve, it's huge for a couple of reasons. You don't want to rally for 2, but Foran also has Rebecca DeRosa coming up in the 7th inning, and she's got some good power.
Second pitch by Harkness to Ose. Outside, evens the count at 1-1. Harkness delivers. Swung on, missed. That might have been ball 2 outside, but Ose offered. And she's behind 1-2. 2 outs here. Top of the 7th. Rockville 3, Foran 2. Rockville trying to get an insurance run. Tries to bunt with 2 strikes, and that will be a foul ball in the 3rd out of an inning. So Rockville does not get the insurance run, but they will take a 3-2 lead to the bottom of the 7th. Foran needs a run to keep their season alive. This is CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class L softball game. We'll be back with after a word from our sponsors.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Connecticut. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you will be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the 2012 CIAC Class L Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. We have reached the bottom of the 7th, and third-seeded Rockville has a 3-2 lead over top-seeded Foran. Rockville 3 outs away from their first state championship in school history. Foran trying to get some runners on, get a run across to keep their dream alive of repeating. And Rebecca DeRosa, center fielder, swinging at the first pitch. Good cut at it, but fouls it back.
Yeah, and she's the key to this inning, Steve. She's got some good power. She can get on base, and I think she gets on. It sets up what Foran wants to do. As you pointed out, want to get Phelan back up top of the order, but DeRosa controls this inning for the Lions.
LaJoy, rockbacks, delivers, off speed. That nicks the outside corner. And LaJoy quickly ahead, 0-2. Batters 7, 8, and 9 up for Foran. Rebecca DeRosa, Alyssa Pusili, and Ashley Mendillo. LaJoy, hard hit ball right at Alyssa Graff. Fires over to Ose at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Hard hit ball by DeRosa, but it was right at Graff. She fired across to Ose. Leadoff batter out for Foran.
Yeah, and a great play over there by Graff. One hops it, throws a line drive to first, gets the early out, and right there for Rockville, that's a key out in that 7th inning.
Alyssa Pusili, left fielder, singled, struck out in her 2 plate appearances. Squares the bunt, tries to get it down. That's going to be picked up smartly by Pettingill in foul territory.
Good idea by Pusili, didn't just get it out far enough. Foul ball touched by Pettingill.
Foran down to their final 2 outs, trying to defend their Class L championship. They beat Bacon Academy last year. But right now, they trail 3-2. Rockville, 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Foran, 2 runs, 6 hits, a costly 3 errors. Pusili looks out at LaJoy, who delivers. Ball is low. Evens the count at 1-1.
Good eye by Pusili. Any way she can, that's what you're thinking if you're Alyssa Pusili.
LaJoy rocks, delivers, swung on, miss, off speed. Pusili way ahead of that one. And now she's down to her final strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
LaJoy had Pusili way out in front of that pitch.
LaJoy gets the grip she wants. Took a little too much time. Pusili asked for time. Home plate umpire grants it. So we will reset. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Rockville ahead 3-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. LaJoy delivers way outside. Evens the count at 2-2. LaJoy delivers. Swung on, missed. Strike 3, 2nd out of the game. And Rockville now 1 out away from the 2012 CIAC Class L Championship. It would be their first in school history.
You look at LaJoy, but as that's going on, Foran coach Jeff Bavino grabs his freshman Ashley Mendillo, gives her some encouragement. Big spot for a freshman to be in, with the team counting on her to keep the season alive.
Foran hasn't lost since a 2-1 decision back on April 18th against Jonathan Law. They're down to their final out now. And it's the freshman Mendillo, the second baseman, takes a ball outside. LaJoy gets the grip she wants. Looks in at Pettingill. Gets the sign. Delivers. Strike right over the middle of the plate. Evens the count at 1-1. Mendillo trying to get Brooke Phelan, the senior, 1 more at bat. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Foran down to their last strike. Mendillo looks down at head coach Jeff Bavino for Foran, shouting some words of encouragement. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rockville 3, Foran 2. LaJoy gets the grip she wants. Rocks back. Swings. And foul back to the backstop by Mandillo.
Good at bat here by Mandillo, trying to keep the game alive. See Jeff Vino signaling to get the arms extended, but LaJoy's not allowing her to do that. She's getting some nice pitches.
1 ball, 2 strikes. LaJoy with a delivery. Popped up on the infield. Underneath it is Ose. She catches it in foul territory, and Rockville has defeated Foran. They are your 2012 CIAC Class L champions, their first softball championship in school history.
Yeah, and well-deserved, Steve. The great pitching tonight by Caitlin LaJoy. You got some clutch hitting. You took advantage of Foran's errors. Good teams do that. You get the big home run and a well-deserved 3-2 victory for Rockville.
As you see Rockville celebrate out towards first base. They came in as a number 3 seed. And they are going to go out as champions here tonight at Frank Deluca Field. Teams shaking hands, but the final score, Rockville, your 2012 CIAC Class L champions, they defeat Foran 3-2. We'll be back for a postgame. You've been watching CPTV Sports. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hey, are you going to go get the guy? Are you going to go get your girl? Or how do you want to work this?